Namaste, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss something that affects all of us foodies out there, your next restaurant bill, especially at a fancy hotel. Have you ever wondered why your GST on a restaurant bill look different depending upon where you eat? It is because restaurant services are charged with either 5% GST without ITC or 18% GST with ITC, depending upon whether those services are provided at a specified premises or not. Specified premises basically means a hotel where in the last financial year, even one room tariff crossed the mark of 7,500 rupees per night. Even if one room type crossed the mark of 7,500 rupees per night, the entire hotel comes within the category of specified premises and 18% GST becomes applicable on its restaurants. Think of it as high roller hotel clubs. But wait, there's more. Hotels can actually choose to become part of this club by declaring themselves as such. So if you are a hotel owner where your rooms were not that expensive last year, still you can choose to declare your premises as specified premises by filing such declaration between 1st January and 31st March of the preceding financial year. New hotels can also opt to become part of this club by filing the declaration within 15 days of their registration. So it's like saying, hey GST, we want our restaurants to be covered under 18% tax bracket instead of 5% GST. Why on earth would anyone want to do that? The answer is plain and simple. Input tax credit. If the restaurant is falling under 18% GST bracket, they can claim credit of the GST paid on their inward supply, on all their purchases and services that they have received. But if you fall under 5% GST bracket, no credit can be claimed. When a consumer checks the bill and sees, okay, 5% GST, cool, not 18, it appears that it is beneficial to him. The lower tax rate appears beneficial to him. But actually, if the restaurant is merely charging 5% GST, they are not getting credit of the GST paid on all their inward supply, which ultimately adds up to the cost of the restaurant and dig hole in your pocket. So lower tax rate does not always mean it is beneficial to the consumer. Let's take up the follow-up question. Once the hotels file a declaration that they want to become specified premises, how long the declaration survives? Filing this declaration is like subscribing to a magazine or a newsletter. Once you opt in, you will remain a specified premises unless you opt out of it. You don't have to reapply every year. And even the opt-out window is only between 1st of January and 31st of March. But this is important. Once you choose to become a specified premises for a financial year, you will remain so for the entire financial year. Changing your mind mid-tax season is not allowed. Now coming to the specifics of the definition of specified premises. This is a bit technical, but stay with me. The definition of specified premises have changed over the years. Before 1st April 2025, the definition of specified premises was based on declared tariff. The tariff that is indicated on rate cards at the reception of a hotel or on their websites completely ignoring the sweet deals offered by hotels all round the year. So, if I have a hotel and certain rooms in my hotel cross the mark of 7,500 rupees, let's say a room in my hotel costs 7,600 rupees per night, but I offer a discount of 40% throughout the year. Still, my declared tariff has crossed 7,500 rupees mark, so my hotel comes under the category of specified premises. Thankfully, GST Council has realized that this declared tariff concept is a bit outdated in this dynamic and discount loving world. So they have recommended that now specified premises definition would be linked to actual value of supply of that room and not declared tariff. That is the price actually paid by the consumer. Let's see how this recommendation impacts the entire hotel industry. Coming to the last segment of this video, but a very important one, a very pertinent question, that whether a stand-alone restaurant, for example Haldiram, which has got no rooms, can also opt for this specified premise category to charge 18% GST on its bill and claim ITC on its inward supply. The answer is plain and simple, no. Please understand this. Charging 5% GST without ITC from restaurants is actually beneficial to revenue rather than charging them 18% GST and letting them avail ITC. They have only given this option of 18% GST with ITC to hotels is because that hotels avail a lot of common services and inputs, both for providing accommodation services and restaurant services. So to save them from the hassle of apportionment of ITC, this option has been provided. And this is not the requirement in a case of a stand-alone restaurant like Haldiram. So they have not been given any choice and they will continue to fall under 5% tax bracket without ITC. That brings me to the end of the video. Please let us know, what do you think of this tax roller coaster, especially in this restaurant industry? Leave your responses in the comment section down below. I'll see you next time. Until then, take very good care of yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.